So, hello, welcome to the YouTube video. I wasn't able to post last week, unfortunately, just due to life getting in the way as usual. I've just pulled 310 in the gym. On this day, I was supposed to actually record inside the gym and do like a training day session. But it's actually pretty important I highlight this because sometimes it's really hard to do YouTube, like as a powerlifter working a full-time job also, just because it's like things get in the way, like life just happens. So for example, on that day, I did want to record, but unfortunately, I just felt like I wasn't 100% in the gym also. So I felt like if I divided my attention between training and also trying to set up a camera and talk to the camera and do YouTube, I would actually take away performance on my top set. So days like this are always weird, or days like that are always weird because I know I want to film, but I can't because powerlifting is the priority. At the end of the day, like YouTube is there to show you guys and it's fun and I enjoy editing and things like that, but I'm still an athlete. I'm not an influencer to an extent. If I was an influencer, the training doesn't matter. You know, I'm here to update you guys and keep you updated and make things nice and fun. But as an athlete, the training actually matters, and that's the priority when I step in the gym. So it was very clear for me on that day that the training had to be priority, and I didn't have extra bandwidth to do filming. Hopefully for my next deadlift session, I'll feel a lot better, more chippy, you know, so I'll actually like wanna talk to the camera and stuff. But today was coming. I did some high bar squats before the deadlift session where I hit 230, 235 for a double. I can't remember, but I have it on the screen somewhere here. The high bar was okay, a bit wobbly, but it was fine. Strength was good, just a little bit wobbly into the hole and out. But overall, I'm happy with the high bar squat. I've been progressing high bar slowly over the last few weeks. Deadlift set was also 310 last warm up. I'll show you my 340 for the top single, which I did. Now the 340 I was very happy with. I mean, overall, this is the heaviest weight I've done sumo in the last like 4 or 5 months now, just due to the hip injury. So I pulled it conventional. Conventional training has also been going really good. On the side, I did some cluster sets with 270 kilos very recently. Nice, strong and consistent. But I'm happy with 340 sumo. Deadlift pull was right there. My 310 warm-up was a lot better. I was happy with my technique on the 310. One thing I'm trying to do is implement a cue called is like a glass wall. So I'm basically imagining when I'm pulling sumo that there's a glass wall in front of me. So when I wedge into the bar, I'm trying to just maintain my arms. So I'm trying to have my arms parallel to the bar and then maintain that throughout the whole motion. So I'm trying my best not to allow my body pitch forward once I start pulling. The 310 moved ideal. The 340, I pitched forward a little. So that's little technique things. Technique is going to break down as the weights get heavier. Now after the deadlifts, I had bench. Bench is still a bit of a chaotic mess right now. One thing I did think about was I had to swap around because I'm introducing sumo again into the program. I had to swap around training. So I did a 190 kilo bench on the day after squats because I couldn't actually bench on Friday, which I was supposed to do. One, cheers. That's fine, that's fine. The forearm biceps was still hurting, so I moved it to Saturday, and it was still a shaky session. And you can see, like doing my 180 warm up, I had to really tempo it down just to keep it controlled, but you can still see my elbow wobbling around. And then I did the 190 single, which was slightly better, but it wasn't the best. And then on Sunday, I kind of had this little magic moment, you know. I kind of just thought, I came up with a plan, basically, because before this peaking block, I was benching. My heaviest bench was on a Sunday, but we're reintroducing sumo back into training. I wanted to squat and deadlift on the same day, so high bar with sumo deadlifts, and then I moved bench to Friday. So now bench is a little bit closer to my squat, like my heavy squat session, and I just think that's just, the fatigue is not just mixing well right now. The last 2 weeks have just been off and on, so I decided to, you know, change things around. My coach usually, please don't kill me, but basically my plan was I swapped my heavy bench session from Friday, because that last 2 weeks I've been doing it on Saturday basically because I can't actually execute on Friday, so I moved that to Monday. So on this week, I actually did another heavy bench session, and I went for 200 kg bench without the elbow sleeves, and it felt strong. So I felt strong on the chest and coming out, but I just knew because everything was wobbly going down, it moved really slow, and it was almost like an RP 9, 10. But just based off that 200 single, first of all, benching 200 is like that's the way I normally end my blocks week. Like 200, 205 is like my last heavy bench before I'd end up prep. So doing 200 RP 910, I don't mind, but that RP 910 wasn't a true RP 910 because I knew it was due to the bicep issue. So my idea was move it to Monday. Once I've moved it to Monday, that gives me enough time, like the whole week, to basically focus on rehab and everything. And also, rather than trying to struggle for another bench session on this Friday again, where my squats, because I'll be squatting, I squatted 310 this week, where that would affect my bench, I just decided to isolate it. So I've done the heavy bench on Monday. Friday is going to be like maybe a tertiary or secondary bench day. We'll see how the biceps feeling. And then I have next week Monday to do a heavy bench. So I should be a lot more recovered in comparison to trying to do Friday again, because that's what I'm going to go for, a heavy squat next week. So if I'm going for a heavy squat next week, the arm's probably going to be toast. So moving it to Monday, doing my heavy bench, then gives me more chance to actually set myself for a better opportunity to bench something at least 210 or maybe a little PR on comp day. So we'll see what happens. If it flops, it flops. If it doesn't flop, it looks like I saved my bench for the prep. But overall, 200 moved okay. It was slow, but it could have been a lot better. We'll see what bench is saying on Friday, but primarily my main focus is next week Monday. So hopefully that's a really good session. Squats, I did a 310 kg single this week. I was happy with it. It was okay. It was just a long day because of going to work, and like I had to do a lot of walking around, and then the buses were running late. It was like, and it was cold, terrible weather, long list of excuses, whatnot. Squatting at like 6, 7 p.m. in the night after like being up at 6 a.m. But it is what it is. The 310 moved good, and I'm happy with the 310. Just a little bit of a wobble, like upper back, just when I came out, I just dipped a little bit. So that made it look a lot slower. But strength felt good, confidence was good. Squatting 310 when 4 or 5 months ago, I was like in intense pain on my left leg. It's like, that's a massive win. You know, I'm happy to be back in this position. I'm happy to be able to train. I'm happy to be able to lift heavy weights. You know, so I'm happy in general. So I've got to take the wins where I can take the wins. So 310 squat, a 200 kilo bench, hopefully a lot more on bench next week. 205, 207.5, 210. I think if I can do that next week, Monday, I know even though I've had a terrible 4 weeks, I've still been able to maintain the strength I gained from my last block. And then deadlifts will just be a hard cap to 340 kg or 350 kg. So we'll see what happens this week. Hopefully I can make that move very nice and easy. And then if I'm able to do all those numbers, it'll be a very successful prep. I think after the 350 deadlift on Saturday and squats next week, Wednesday, I'll kind of know what I want for this meet. But until then, I'll probably catch you guys next time. Nice, chill, short video. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one. If you have any questions about prep, let me know. I need to do the SBD review for the latest momentum drop. Looks nice. I like the wrist straps. I actually scored with those on the 310. And then also I got some nice new stuff from ESN, a supplement company. Some ISO whey protein, pre-workout, like a lot of nice fancy stuff. So I'm going to do a review for them, hopefully, after I try this stuff and make sure it's like something I like myself. So until then, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.